Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for AVAX. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, we were looking for a fourth wave to hold here between the 382 and the 50. Now, it was quite an ugly sell-off, I'm sure you've seen, in all markets. And originally we wanted to hold this wave here. Again, we ticked through it. We didn't close below. We're in the current buying area for a fourth wave of an impulse between the 382 and the 50, and I had this as a flat, and then our fifth wave up. Now I'll show you the alternatives, how this can be complete if this is an ABC and this is labeled wrong and our third was actually here in green and then we had an ending diagonal to end like so. So our third would be over here and then we get a very short fourth and our ending diagonal. But that's not my primary. And the way that would work is if we come up like this in 3 up to the 618 retracement of this one and then come back down. In which case this would just all be a corrective structure. But we haven't come out of my pitchfork yet. The absolute invalidation is right below the outside that outer boundary line there. But I wanted to show you our fib targeting here as well. So on log, nothing matches up, as you can see. But if we go to linear, our third wave came through the 1.618, and our targets are up around $57, the 2.382, because we have extended a little bit. So just wanted to make you aware of that. That's my target, $57. I'm looking to enter a trade right now. Just trying to figure out how to do that at the moment, but it's a nice little 45% move to the upside if this count is correct and stays intact. But we're running out of room to extend in our correction, so it needs to kind of happen now or not at all, which is the reason I'm looking for an entry. Now there are other options this correction can pan out. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. I've been running all over this here for a bit. That is like so, and we can still stay within our pitchfork. Again, pitchfork isn't like a rule or anything. I just use it because it really switches probabilities if we start drifting outside of it. So we have potentially an A, B, C to the upside, and then we make our fifth if this count is correct. That's 1. We can also make a triangle here, A, B, C, D, E, and then we get our move to the upside. So there are other options other than directly going there in 5 waves. But for the purposes of my trade, I'm going to be entering it as the impulse, and it shouldn't affect whether I win or not in this trade, whether either of those corrections happen, which is why I'm entering it. And again, we can fail here by making 3 waves, come up to the 618, drift sideways of this move, and then collapse to the downside. But going down to the 15 minute, I wanted to show you today's action. It looks pretty good. I actually think we've potentially started to take off, unless this is a 3-wave pattern and we get a little bit of a retracement here. You can see we had a nice move to the upside as our wave 1 in this count. Had our 3-wave correction down between the 382 and the 50. So that's a 1-2, nice little ABC. And then it looks like we have 5 up here, drifted sideways in a WXY 333 inside a channel. This is what I always say you look for, and now we've taken off. So it looks like this could be a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4, 5 to complete the impulse to the upside, or the wave 1 of the impulse to the upside if we get extended. So I'm trying to figure out how to get into this at the moment. We haven't invalidated that this is a 3, 3, 3, and then we come up. We haven't invalidated that yet. That's that 1.618 you see there. We haven't closed above it, which is the invalidation. So this can all be part of a flat pattern, ABC, or we just take off from here. If you think this is a 1-2, 1-2, and we're on our third, the way you would trade that is we shouldn't touch our wave 1 in this wave, right? So your entry would be pretty much where it is now, stop at that high. And you're targeting up at $57. So that's one entry, but I don't love it because it leaves out the option that this could turn into a leading diagonal wave 1 before we get that third wave, and we haven't completed that yet. So don't love that, and you eliminate the possibility that this is actually making a flat. So don't love that. You're kind of stuck saying it's an impulse or it's not, and if it's not, then you're out of the trade. This here you see is the 618 of this move down, previous move down, and this larger resistance is the 50 and the 618 from the high. So as soon as we get above that, probability switched to the upside, but we're in this zone where we kind of want to get into a trade. So I'm gonna put a buy at the 1-to-1 here. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have several ways to get into this market, but if this is the ABC and we're getting a flat, my buy zone is the 618 to the 1-to-1. Let's not extend that. Sorry, my chart's a little bit ugly here. Just doing a lot today. Like so. There's my target zone to buy. And on this count, my stop has to go at this low, because this could be an ABC, and then we get a ABC, and then we go. So in this scenario, where I'm going to put these orders in, right in that zone, my stop will be at this low, targeting that $57, somewhere in this zone. I might do it in real time, but I will update you on that. What do we look at for that? 57. Yeah, that's a nice trade setup. There's my target. It's over 4-to-1. That's a nice trade setup. And again, I'm fully aware that we can still get that fifth wave to the downside. I'd look for a re-entry as long as we didn't break this 50% at looks around $31, because I want to keep that fourth wave intact at our standard retracement levels. So this is going to be my trade setup here at the moment. If we don't get that entry and this turns into some sort of flat, I would expect this is a 1-2, 1-2. That would be our third of the third, 3, 4, 5, and I'd look for an entry over in this area. Only if this pans out, because then we'd have our one, 2, 3, 4. So I'd buy it somewhere in this area. We'd be looking at something like that. And that stop would go over here at our wave 2 low. All right, guys, so that's what I'm looking at. Going to be looking to do that right now. I'll put in a buy order between this area here. Stop is at this low, targeting $57 for that fifth wave. Could go higher than that. That's just the targets on linear scale at the 2.382, or sorry, the 2.236. But the trade setup looks okay. And again, fully aware we can collapse here. I would look for a re-entry after that. I just see this opportunity. I'm going to take it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see my other videos. I'm in a couple trades at the moment, and we'll see you on the next one.